Welcome to the weekly affirmation. So this week's affirmation is, it's okay for me to be heard. It's okay for me to be heard. As always, I have 2 questions with me, and I also have a how-to section today, so stay tuned. Let's get into it. So the first question is, do I know my own voice? Now, this is a valid question, and it goes beyond the sound of your voice. To know your voice means to know its tells, to know the meaning behind the changes that it sometimes undergoes, and also to address whatever it points to. But most of us, we do not really catch up on those little ins and little changes because we do not pay attention when we speak. We listen, and when we listen, we actively listen, we pay attention. But when we are speaking, we do not pay much attention. Yes, especially it's the brain because it's doing so much and we cannot do multiple things at the same time. Multitasking is not always possible, but we should still try to listen when we speak. And when I say listen, I do not only mean to listen to the sound of your voice. That is key, yes, but also to how your voice feels like when you speak. To yourself, not to others. Now, for example, let's say you're having a conversation and for some reason you're saying something and mid-sentence your voice starts to shake. And if you can in that moment, pause, take a break and check in with yourself. Ask yourself what's going on. If you cannot do that in that moment, that's fine. But if, for example, you were given details about certain things, cut it short. If you can't, change the topic, the subject, whatever. Cut it short. Because most likely, your sixth sense has caught up something in the atmosphere, either from the person that you're speaking to or from something else, and it's trying to tell you that, okay, you're either saying too much or this is not a safe place for you to be given this type of details. And therefore, pause or change the subject. Do it. Change the topic. It's okay. If you cannot change the topic and after pausing you feel like you have to continue, then cut it short. Be like, okay, yes, I did do that, but then you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's fine. You can use those phrases. You know what? It's fine. Yeah, or, it happens. Or, I can't change it. It's the past. Like, just cut it short. And it's okay. Because you have listened to your voice in that moment. You have listened to the tale that your voice is telling. It's very important for us to listen when we speak, to pick up on the cues and to address them. If for some reason you cannot address it while you're speaking, take a mental note. And then later, when you're by yourself or you're in a safe place, and you have the time and capacity and emotional openness for it, open it, touch on it, go deeper and ask yourself, why did I feel like I had to stop? Why was my voice shaky all of a sudden when I said this? What does that mean? Also, it's very important to know that sometimes we get triggered, okay? And some of the triggers are not always known to us and they're not always loud. So if subconsciously you have picked up on something but you cannot place it, it's going to reflect in your voice. It's going to reflect in the way you speak. So when you speak, make sure you listen because your voice is constantly communicating with you, telling you how you are and who you're with. So listen. So the second question is, can I stand the sound of my own voice? This is also another valid question because our voice, it puts our truth, our insecurity, our discomfort, our belief system, our intellect on display And it's scary at times. Okay, it's really scary. But we shouldn't run away from it. Because what our voice is communicating is our truth. It's something that is in us, what we believe. Instead of running away from it, we can stop, listen, and if we disagree with it, then we address it. And by addressing it, we'll become more, we will grow. So there's really no reason to like feel uncomfortable with what our voice is communicating, the words that it's using. Yes, I know. Our belief is just one part of the puzzle. There's also the other aspect of the way others react to our voice. And this is so unfortunate, but many of us most likely have heard this sentence: you should be seen but not heard. As a child, as children, we have had this a lot. And it's a terrible thing to say. People, stop saying that, please. It's a terrible thing to say. And it's a terrible notion to actually accept. But somehow we accept it with time, because when you hear it often enough, you just take it as a fact, as a truth, you know. But we shouldn't. It's really a terrible notion to accept. So if you have heard that sentence before, please reject it. Yes, others can feel uncomfortable by the sound of our voice. Yes, they can also feel uncomfortable by what our voice is saying, the words we're using. Yes, but this has little to nothing to do with you. I mean, as long as you're not cussing someone out, it has nothing to do with you. What you're experiencing, what you're witnessing in that moment is literally their own belief system, their truth. And if someone is uncomfortable with what you're saying and you're not cussing them out, then do nothing. Just let it be. Don't take their discomfort as yours. Don't put it on top of you. Because don't let yourself be shushed by such people. I mean, don't let yourself be shushed by people who haven't looked within, who haven't done the work, who haven't addressed their wounds. Don't let yourself be shushed by them. And don't take on their pain, their discomfort, because it's not yours. Let them have it. See it, witness it, and be like, okay, fine. I'm not cussing you out. What I'm saying is not a lie, and I do not intend to hurt you. I'm just stating a truth, a fact within the context and situation, and there's nothing you can do about it. Just because their discomfort, they feel uncomfortable with it, doesn't mean that you have to shush yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to hate the sound of your voice. Your voice hasn't done nothing except for expressing a certain truth. But oftentimes we don't see it like that. We just be like, oh my God, it must be my fault. It's so odd how we can like experience something and somehow internalize that. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Your voice hasn't done anything wrong. So let yourself be hard. Let yourself be hard. Learn to love your voice because it's yours. It's your instrument to express the truth that is within you. If you are uncomfortable with your truth, then, honey, you have to do some shadow work. You have to do some shadow work. Try to get comfortable with your truth. Try to get comfortable with your voice. Because yes, your voice tells you about your belief system, about where it pinches and your wounds, your triggers and all. But it also tells you about your passion. It also tells you about the things that you desire. It's a beautiful instrument. And be happy that you have it. Be grateful that you can actually use it. So go out there and use it. Do not let yourself be shushed by individuals who haven't done the work, by those with egos who haven't looked within. Do not let yourself be stopped by those people. And don't stop yourself either. Listen to yourself instead. Listen, learn, and grow. That's all you can do. So at the start of the video, I said we're going to have a how-to section, and this is it. This is how to love your voice, how to start cherishing your voice. These are some of the steps that you can take, and I took those steps and it worked. Now I can listen to my voice even when I have to listen to an audio, which I couldn't before. I just found it so strange, but now I can, luckily. So you can also apply these steps, and hopefully it works for you and you can let your beautiful instrument be heard. Let's get into it. So the first thing that you can do in order to start loving your voice is literally to do the work. You have to listen, find out the patterns, understand the issues, and address them. You have to do those 4 things. You cannot love it if you don't understand it, if you don't get all the details. It's like with your lover, your partner. You can love them, of course, initially, everything, but the longer you guys interact, you're gonna need more information than just the initial attraction. And it's the same thing with your voice. Yes, it's beautiful sounding for some people, and for some of us we have a very high pitched voice, and some of us we have low. There's so many different type of voices, and some of them are really, but each voice is good. So I'm not saying that any type of voice is bad. No, each of them are good. Each of them have their own advantage. So go out there and love your voice. But because your voice tells you more than just the sound of you, you have to also listen to its tales. You have to listen to the issues that it's bringing up. You have to listen to the triggers that it's pointing at. And then you have to address those triggers. And then love it more, because the more you do that, the easier it gets to listen to yourself, the easier it gets to get to know yourself as well, because that's how what the voice does. It helps you get to know you. Okay. Sorry about that. I received a call and then the video went out. So again, the first thing you can do is basically to listen to your voice, pick up the pattern, find the patterns, pick it up, and then address the issues that it's pointing out, and then love it. Literally, that's all you can do. That's the first step you can do in order to get yourself to love your voice. Listen, find the patterns, address the patterns, and then just love it. Even throughout this process of listening and finding the patterns and addressing them, you can still love your voice, okay? I'm not saying you can only love your voice at the end of the process. No, you can start loving it from the beginning, always. But I'm just trying to tell you how you can make it easier for you to truly accept it by listening to it, finding the patterns, addressing the issues, and then just let yourself love it. That's all I'm saying, okay? The second thing you can do is basically to stop running away from your truth. Now we tell ourselves 10,000 things a day. Are all of them true? No. Unfortunately, gladly actually, not all of them are truth. But we can create a practice of telling ourselves the truth. Meaning we can look in the mirror and then tell ourselves one truth, and then try to feel it in our body to see how we react, to see how our nervous system reacts to that particular truth. Because sometimes we voice out truths, because some people are so good at listening, you feel like you can just spill out your gut to them, and then afterwards we feel nervous about it. So instead of going through that process of being nervous afterwards, or maybe even doing by saying it, you can practice telling yourself the truth in the mirror, your truth in the mirror, and see how your body reacts. Then ask yourself, when you react in a particular way, in a particular manner, ask yourself why, and answer truthfully. You can only build trust. You can only clear all the muddy spots and fix an issue when you actually ask the right questions and when you give a truthful answer to it. Always ask why. Why did I feel it that way? Why do I react to this word so strongly? When you say, for example, it's okay for me to be heard, and then certain voice in your head goes like, is it? Ask yourself why, and then dig deeper. Go beyond the surface with yourself and find the truth. Find your answers. And always make sure that you're being truthful to yourself. Do not lie to yourself. Always be truthful to yourself. Okay? Another thing that you can practice is to not take things personal. Now you might ask yourself, how does that connect with your voice? It does, because when you're having a conversation, people say things and react in a certain way. And then you internalize that as, oh my God, I must have said something wrong. Even though you haven't. But you internalize that, and then your voice will shake because you're nervous. Your voice is trying to tell you you're nervous. Even if you're conscious about it or not, your voice is telling you you're nervous, you're afraid, you feel unsafe. But the truth is, yes, words have power, words are truth, but the truth that the word says, or the truth that the word expresses, is more of the speaker's truth than an established fact. I'm not saying some of them are not facts, but it's more about the speaker and their belief system, their insecurity, their wounds, their trauma, and their beliefs. It reflects more about that than you. So if you say something and someone reacts a certain way, that shouldn't trip you. It shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable. I know that's harder said than done, but you should not take it personal. Do not internalize it. Instead, see it as what it is. This person sees it as this, but I see it as this, and it's okay. If you really feel uncomfortable with that, because it's valid, sometimes we expect a certain reaction from certain people when we say certain things, but if we don't get the desired reaction, we can choose to just live it. We have the choice to let it go. You have the choice to not make it yours. You have the choice to not make it yours. So don't make it yours. Okay? Another thing you can do so that you get to love your voice is to accept yourself. And when I mean accept yourself is whatever shape you find yourself in, whatever mood you find yourself in, accept it. Because that's who you are in that particular moment. That's the space you're operating from. It's okay, accept it. But if you judge yourself, it's going to reflect on the outside, because your inner world creates your outer 3D, right? So if you're already judging yourself, you're already being hard on yourself, and when you speak, you're going to get the same reaction from others. So learn to love yourself in the place that you are. So if you're feeling angry because, someone said something and that got you feeling a certain way, express it. I'm not saying to attack people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you to honor the emotion that you're feeling, to honor the space that you're in during a certain time. Communicate your feelings, yes, in a reasonable way. But if you feel like screaming because someone said or did something, let it come out. Don't judge yourself for that. Let it come out. Do you guys get what I mean? If you don't get this, then write that in the comments and I will I will try to re-explain it again. But you have to honor the emotions you're feeling, and you have to honor how you express them. Honor your truth and let it be. Another thing that you can do that will help you love your voice, love yourself more, is actually Make it a habit to speak even when your voice shakes. I know we want to appear confident and all that, but sometimes you just don't feel confident, okay? And certain truth, we might be used to telling ourselves that, but to express it is a whole different thing. And we'll feel a certain way about it. And if that happens, but you know that you have to express that truth, go ahead. Say it with your voice shaking. Say it with your voice, your throat closing in, and then opening up. Say it. Be focused, like stay on the path. Focus on your goal and express yourself. Even if you're using way too many words to explain a very simple concept, it's okay. Use the words that you have, use the tools that you have in that moment. Do not expect perfection all the time. It's okay. Express your voice. Express your truth. Use your voice as the tool that you have to express your truth. Even when your tool is shaky, even when your tool is not in the best shape. Express yourself. Make it a habit. Make it a habit. Really do. The other thing that you can do, this one is the most important. The most important thing that you can do for yourself so that you can love your voice. And that is to talk to yourself. I don't know why people are sometimes so afraid to talk to themselves. I mean, you're the only one that you're with 24/7. If you cannot have a conversation with yourself, then that's tough, buddy. That's really tough. But talk to yourself. Because once you talk to yourself, you get in the habit of talking to yourself, it feels easier to listen to your voice. It feels easier to accept your voice the way it is, with all the mimic and giggle and all it has, all its shades. When you speak to yourself, you find out your patterns very quickly. And when you speak to yourself often, you know exactly who you are. And you build up confidence by expressing yourself because you're telling you. And that helps when you have to go out there and express it to someone else. You can practice with yourself. So talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. That really helps. So now let's do the affirmation. Let's say the affirmation 3 times. As always, I like having skin-to-skin contact, so I'm going to have my hand on my chest and I'm going to say the affirmation 3 times. You can say it along with me and feel free to write in the comment how saying it makes you feel or made you feel and what came up for you. Feel free to express. Feel free to tell us so that we can all learn and we can help each other grow. Okay? It's okay for me to be heard. It's okay for me to be heard. It's okay for me to be heard. How did that make you feel? So that's it for today. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for sitting with me. And really do practice to listen to your voice. And please accept your voice because it's your tool. It's one of the tools that you have to express yourself. If you cannot love it, if you cannot accept it, then so many things are going to be missing. So many things are going to be left unsaid. So many things are going to be left untouched. And it's not fair. Because you have to live a life, a glorious life, a full life. And we need to hear you because you have truths that will help us. You have things to say that will inspire us. You have things to say that will make the world more beautiful. So don't hold back your truth. Express yourself. It's safe for you to be heard. We want to hear you. So thank you guys again for sitting with me, and see you guys next week. Bye.